Hey guys, so first of all I wanted to thank y'all so much because I haven't really been keeping track of it too much, and we are almost at 4,500 subscribers, so that's like crazy mind-blowing because I never thought that this channel would even get anywhere close to that. So thank you guys so much. So now let's get on to this video. So this story starts out, this was my second boyfriend, and I'll tell you the story of my first boyfriend probably sometime down the road, but this one, it's almost unbelievable, at least to me, and especially me being as naive as I was at the time. So I had just literally 5 seconds ago gotten out of a relationship, my first relationship, and I had matched with this guy on Tinder, and I really wasn't too optimistic about Tinder, and I'm still not optimistic about Tinder because I'm currently on Tinder and it freaking sucks. But anyway, so we matched, and we're chatting, and we decided to meet up. So so here's a little background. So this guy said he works for this construction company, and he owns a Camaro, but it was being repossessed by, not repossessed, but apparently somebody had stolen a truck from this company, and his name was on the truck, and they thought they were committing fraud, but they really weren't committing fraud on the company truck, so they impounded his truck, his Camaro. So that should have been a red flag, first of all, but I don't really know that much about insurance or whatever, so I don't know how all that stuff works and if that's even a thing. So I took him at his word. He seemed like a very credible guy. So he says he doesn't have a car, I have to go pick him up. So I drive, it's literally a half hour to where he lives. Where it's not an apartment, it's not some place he owns, but he rents, I assume, a room from somebody he knows, and then it's him and this other person, they both rent rooms from this other person. If that makes sense. So I take him and I drive him back to my apartment, and this is all before I've come out. This is all before the coming out videos and everything. And so I'm currently, at this time, this is whenever I was in college, and I was actually out of college, but still living where I lived whenever I was in college. That makes sense. Anyway, so this all had to happen during the night, whenever my sister wasn't there. So I pick him up and we go to my place and we talk for a little bit, and I think we got pizza actually. We got pizza, we brought it back to my place, we talked for hours, and then I took him back home. So round trip, it's an hour for me. 2 round trips to pick him up and to take him back. And so we spent I believe it was all night, 8 hours. I think I took him back home at 5 in the morning or something. It was pretty crazy because, so where I had to drive, my sister she was interning or working / interning at this hospital, and it just so happened I had to drive by that hospital to go pick up this guy, which I haven't even said his name. His name was Chris, very generic name. I literally I'm on pins and needles every night because I don't know my sister's gonna come home early or if we're gonna pass each other or what. And I have a very distinctive car. If you see my car, you're gonna know it's me, and especially if you're my sister. So anyway, so that doesn't happen, thankfully. At the whole time when we dated, I think 2 months or something, or 3 months. It was something like that. It was long enough to be a relationship, but not a long-term relationship. Anyway, so he tells me all these things. He tells me that he once dated somebody, and when we were actually dating for quite a while at this point, and that he was dating somebody, and this person had cheated on him. I think he said he cheated on him, or something. He did something not good. And he said that this is when we're in a relationship, literally we're boyfriends, and we're sitting in the car, and I think we were trying to find a place to eat at this point, and he said to me, and this is after we have said I love you to each other, and that we're gonna get married, and I know it's very naive for me to say this, but like we had an instant connection, at least I thought we did. And so anyway, and so he tells me, and like, I don't know why he tells me this, that he and this guy, which I wish I could remember his name now, are probably going to get married in like 5 years or whatever. And I don't even know if I like said anything like, what about us or whatever. I'm kind of flabbergasted, and it was around this point in the relationship where like the gears started turning in my head. And so we had planned this really romantic, well, I say really romantic evening, and he was going to take me, or I was going to go to where he lives. He was going to make me dinner, and we were going to like sit out in the hammock and, you know, and look at the stars and, you know, all that kind of stuff. And so we're making this, it was like a Mexican casserole type thing. And we start talking about what we're going to drink, and I think we decided on tea, so we were going to make tea. And so he asked me to go grab the tea from the pantry, and then, I don't know why, but like, it was something like, he said that tea doesn't have caffeine in it. And I made the remark, well, yeah, if it's decaffeinated, it doesn't have caffeine in it. He goes, no tea has caffeine in it. Which I know is not true. Like, I might not be the brightest bulb, but I know that, okay? That kind of like, is like building on, like, okay, this is weird. So, I come to find out that there are all these things that he's told me. And I'm sure I've left out a ton, because this has been like years ago. It was the same year I came out, so whenever that was. That he's like a pathological liar. And I am under the assumption he never had a Camaro. There was never any type of fraud type thing with the company he works for. He does work for a construction company, I know that, because I picked him up once where he was working. I can't deem anything that he ever said was credible. And then, to make things worse, this is a person I loved. And granted, it's not like whenever me and Jordan were together, it's not the same thing. But like, I thought like I was going to marry this person. And then so we say I love you. I believe I said I love you, and then he said I love you too. I think that's how it happened. Then weeks later, he said, you know, I really don't feel that way. I feel like we need to, you know, move things slower, which is fine, you know, like whatever. But then I felt like he started distancing himself from me, and this all led up to the very end of our relationship, where I had gone out of town into a family reunion, and we were texting, but like most of the time I didn't have signal on my cell phone. So, and also this weekend it was my birthday. The day my birthday comes around, and I don't hear from him in the morning, which is fine, like maybe he wasn't up or whatever, it's not a big deal. But I get back home, I get back to where we were staying later that night, and he hasn't responded to me or anything like that. He hasn't even sent me a text message or anything like saying happy birthday, and I know he knows when my birthday is. So that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, and I couldn't tell you like everything that was said back and forth between us, but like I broke up with him and I have not seen him since. So it was a very bizarre, but like he was a pathological liar, and I wish I would have been like not so love blind in that relationship to be like, this is a little weird. But there's also other things too. Like, he would belittle me for no reason, and he would like, just, if you're in a relationship like that, like, please realize that. I know it's hard, because this was like, whenever you're in love with someone, love is literally a drug, and it's a very addictive thing, and it's, you know, you love being with this person and all that, but you gotta just, you know, sometimes you gotta listen to your gut. And towards the end, my gut did start talking to me, but it was so weird. And I mean, I really wish y'all could have like literally seen it play out in action, because it was just something, it was just bizarre. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed that little story. I thought I would give you some of my experience in dating, which is sad. I have other stories too, but that was one, and I could probably go into more detail, but yeah, that was just very, I mean, that was probably, I would say, my worst relationship. At least it ended the worst way. If y'all have any video suggestions for me to do, please leave a comment in the comment section below, or you can tweet me at HeySourApple. That's my new Twitter account that I just got last week. I'm hoping to eventually work up to doing more than one video a week, but my work schedule won't allow that, and it's very time-consuming making these videos and editing them and everything. So until then, thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.
Make the ground shake.